Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I thought it'd be fun to sit down and chat about some new makeup releases with you guys. I really like filming these videos and a lot of you guys leave me really fun comments, just kind of chatting with me about your thoughts, if you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, and I think it's so much fun. So today I'm going to be talking about, how many do I have? I have 9 different products or collections to share with you guys, and I'm going to purchase 3 of them. I'm on the fence about 3 of them, and then I'm going to skip 3 of them. So I thought it would be really fun to share my thoughts with you guys. Like I said, don't forget to leave me a comment below letting me know your thoughts, whether you'll be buying the products or you won't be, just what you think of the releases in general, because I do love hearing from you guys. That's my favorite part. So let's jump into it and we'll chat about the products. So the first one is from Urban Decay. It is their new Backtalk eyeshadow palette. I'm probably the most excited about this release because in general, Urban Decay rarely lets me down, especially with their palettes. I think their eyeshadows are so high quality and I really enjoy the majority of them. This palette looks so beautiful. So it's kind of set up like their newest contour palettes, which I believe were part of the Naked line. They personally weren't my favorite, not because the quality wasn't good. The quality was really amazing, but I'm not necessarily that big into contouring, so I found that I didn't get a lot of use out of them. But the actual formula was so good. So if the formula is anything like that, it's going to be amazing. But the Backtalk palette is kind of like a 2-in-1. So one side comes with some blushes and highlighters, and the other side comes with 8 different eyeshadows. They're kind of all like pink toned or mauvey or rosy, and I'm so excited about this because I love pink and purple and mauve eyeshadows so much. I would wear them every single day if I could, but I do try to switch it up a little bit, and I love pink highlighters and coral blushes, so I cannot wait to grab it, and I'm just excited to see the quality of this product. It just looks really, really promising. So I am definitely going to purchase this. I will review it on my channel for you guys, and I just can't wait. Are you guys going to grab this palette, or, you know, are you not necessarily like the biggest pink fan? I feel like it's a little bit unique because it does have some warmer shades in it, but it also has some cooler tone pinks, and I'm just so excited about it. So Too Faced is coming out with a new collection, of course, because Too Faced always comes out with new collections. It looks like it's called the It Just Comes Naturally collection, at least according to some posts that I've seen on Instagram. And there are a couple of products in this collection. So there's a face palette, 2 eyeshadow palettes, and then some lipsticks. So I'm actually going to skip the majority of this collection. I just feel like, for me personally, I have a good amount of neutral eyeshadows that, you know, neither one of these are really calling to me. But the one thing in this collection that I do want to buy is the Natural Face Palette. So this collection launches on March 15th, and the Natural Face Palette retails for $48. So $48 is a little bit expensive. I don't buy a ton of face palettes. I have a couple in my collection that I really enjoy and use often, but this palette looks so beautiful. It looks like you get some highlight shades, some blushes, and some bronzers, and they all look really pretty and somewhat unique to my collection. So if I see this palette in person and it doesn't look like I necessarily have duplicates in single products, then I'm definitely going to buy it and try it out. It just looks really pretty. Everything from like the packaging to the blush designs to the actual colors in it. I do want to talk about another collection. This one is from Wet n Wild. It is their Goth-o-Graphic collection. So they're kind of claiming that it's goth is meeting holographic in this collection, and I don't know if I buy it. I mean, in my personal opinion, it kind of looks like another like unicorn mermaid collection with different packaging. Like they totally could have like slapped a mermaid or unicorn packaging on this collection and it would have fit that theme. But I feel like Wet n Wild at least realizes that everyone's kind of over like the mermaid unicorn trend. So they're doing something a little bit different, but the actual colors are very pastel, very iridescent. I'm going to skip the entire collection except for the 2 Mega Glow highlighting powders. The Mega Glow highlighting powders are some of my favorite highlighters of all time. I think the more like purpley pink toned highlighter might be a little bit too dark for my skin tone, so I'll have to actually check it out in person because I've been trying to skip highlighters that are too dark for my skin tone. I have a tendency to just buy highlighters if they look pretty without thinking about whether or not they'll actually work for me. So that is one of my goals in 2018, to stick with colors that will work for my skin tone. But if I think it will work for my skin tone, I'm definitely going to grab them. They look really pretty. Okay, so moving on to products that I'm on the fence about. I might try them, I might not. It just kind of depends on whether or not they look promising when they're released or whether or not I think think I would actually get a lot of use out of them. So the first thing is the CoverFX foundation. This is their new Power Play foundation, and I have to say I don't try a ton of new foundations, especially higher end foundations, because they are expensive, and I'm really like set on my Urban Decay All Nighter and my Hourglass Stick Foundation. Those are like my absolute favorites. But it was kind of one of my goals in 2018 to try more foundations, because my perfect foundation could be out there and maybe I just don't know it yet. So I'm kind of thinking about this one because it's supposed to be a long wearing modern matte foundation. They have 40 shades, which is awesome. It's supposed to be like an all day foundation with shine control and environmental protection. So it retails for $44. It's vegan and cruelty free, of course, which is great, but it just kind of sounds like my perfect foundation. So I'm kind of thinking about trying it out. I literally just saw this product on Trend Mood's Instagram, I think last night, and it looks interesting, but I feel like it's kind of confusing because there's not a lot of information about it yet. So it's from Urban Decay. It's the Naked Skin One and Done Blur on the Run Touch Up and Finishing Balm. So this retails for $34, but it's funny because when I first read about it, I was like, I don't understand what it is. And then I clicked on the comments and everybody was saying the same thing. They say that it's supposed to mattify and make flaws disappear. It's supposed to be lightweight, water resistant, instantly blur imperfections, absorb shine. So it sounds really promising, and it kind of sounds like a setting powder, but then when you read a little bit further, it says you can wear alone or apply after your favorite foundation, but the swatches make it look like a cream product. So I don't know, I feel like I need more info about this product before I decide whether or not to try it. And the last product that I'm kind of on the fence about is from Becca Cosmetics. It's their Ocean Jewels highlighter palette. So it retails for $46 and you get 5 different highlighters in it. It says that they're actually new shades of their Shimmering Skin Perfector highlighter, which is one of my favorites. So that is why it kind of intrigues me, because I love that highlighter formula so much, and the fact that you can get 5 different shades in this palette sounds amazing. The reason why I didn't grab it immediately is because when I saw the swatches online, I wasn't 100% sure that I would wear every single highlighter in the palette. It looks like they have one highlighter that might be a little bit too dark for my skin tone, a bluish highlighter, a yellow, and then like 2 pinks. And I'm not the biggest fan of colorful highlighters unless it's like a pink highlighter. So I don't know if I would get complete use out of the palette, but at the same time, the swatches look really beautiful. So I feel like this is a product that I have to check out in person before I decide whether or not to grab it. The other thing is that I don't know, it looks really small. It only comes with 0.53 ounces. For reference, this It Cosmetics powder comes with 0.31 ounces. So like a pressed powder comes with a little bit less product, and I feel like, I don't know, it just doesn't come with a ton of product. So for $46, I don't know if I necessarily need it, especially if it is a smaller palette with a couple of shades that I won't necessarily wear. I definitely want to check it out in person though. It's been a little while since I've actually gone to a Sephora. If you guys have this palette, what do you think? Do you think the formula is the same as the original? Do you think the colors are like really wearable? You'll have to let me know what you guys think, but I definitely want to check that out in person before I decide whether or not to grab it or skip it. Okay, and let me finish up with products that I'm going to skip. So the first product is actually a collection from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and a bunch of you guys were asking me if I was going to pick up their new spring collection, which looks beautiful. I have to tell you guys, when I first saw this, I almost went to the website and purchased it right away, but then in my mind, I was like, do I actually need it, or is the packaging kind of pulling me in? Because the packaging is beautiful, and even though I say I don't buy products based on packaging, I mean, nice packaging does make an impact. So when I see that it's packaged really beautifully, it like instantly makes me think that I want to try it. But I kind of took a step back and looked at the actual product. So this collection comes with one palette, which is $12. The palette comes with some eyeshadows and then also a highlighter. It comes with 2 matte liquid lipsticks and then a tinted lip oil and a makeup bag. So first of all, I don't need the makeup bag. I like never need a makeup bag again as long as I live, thanks to Ipsy. I have to be honest, I don't love their matte liquid lipsticks. I feel like a lot of people love them and I've tried to love them, but they're not my favorite formula. I'm going to skip those for that reason. And then the tinted lip oil looks really beautiful, but it's actually in like a pink shade, so I don't know that I would get a ton of use out of it. The palette is probably the one thing that kind of tempts me, but looking at it very closely, I already have blues and greens and pinks like that in my collection, and I don't wear blues and greens super often where I would need like a bunch of different palettes that have those shades. So I'm actually just going to skip the entire collection, even though it did tempt me at first. The closer I looked, the more I I realized I don't know that I would actually wear anything in it. So I'm personally skipping that one for now. But I do like that they kind of switched it up with their packaging. I feel like all of their collaborations have really beautiful packaging. Like I love the lip gloss that Alyssa Ashley created. The highlighter that That's Heart created was really pretty. So I think it's fun they're doing something a little different. I'm also going to skip the new Urban Decay colored mascaras. I think these are so much fun and I would love to try out colored mascara, but for me personally, I've been trying to stick to like the 3-month rule when it comes to mascaras just because my eyes were irritating me at one point last year and it wasn't due to mascara, but it just kind of made me think that, you know, I've been using some of my eye products for way too long. So now after like 3 to 4 months, I do toss my mascaras and I usually finish them up by then. But the problem with colored mascara is that I don't think I would get enough use out of it before I decided to get rid of it. Colored mascara is not something that I would wear every single day. So I kind of think that, you know, I might use it like once a month, twice a month, but I wouldn't get enough use out of it to justify having it in my collection or justify the price point. So I feel like if I want to try colored mascara, I should pick up like a super cheap one from the drugstore and try that out instead of spending the money on like a high-end Urban Decay mascara. And the last product that I'll be skipping is an eyeshadow palette from Kat Von D. So this palette kind of caught my eye for a second because it does come with some really pretty blues. And I've been a big fan of blue eyeshadow lately. I feel like a lot of companies are releasing palettes with like that lime green and those bright blues. I actually just added the Urban Decay Kristen Leanne Kaleidoscope palette to my collection, and that palette is so beautiful. If you guys want a colorful palette, that is the one I recommend. It's so high quality. The shadows are metallic and pigmented and gorgeous, and that palette actually comes with a lime green and 2 bright blue shadows. So I feel like that one has kind of satisfied my desire to try some more bright shades, and I just feel like I don't need to buy any additional super colorful palettes right now. I haven't tried a lot of Kat Von D palettes. I think I only have the Shade and Light eye contour palette, but I think that's the only one. I know a lot of people are like big Kat Von D eyeshadow fans, but I don't know, like that palette's good, but I feel like I've tried a lot of other palettes that are just as good, if not better. So am I missing out by like not trying Kat Von D shadows? You guys will have to let me know in the comments below. I feel like I tell you guys to leave a million comments, but I feel like that's the fun part about YouTube. It's not just like me chatting with the camera, it's me chatting with you guys and in the comments below. So let me know what you guys think about these new releases, whether or not you'll be grabbing them or skipping them, because I would love to hear your thoughts. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.